Happy Easter, everyone. What's going on? Another Sunday. Hope everyone's having the best Easter ever. I had an hour to burn. I figured, why not do it with you guys? Won't be too much drama in today's live stream. Days like this really aren't for that. Hope everyone's feeling well. Let me give you the intro song and we'll get right into it. Let's see here. As always, this is Atmosphere from St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Thief, take pictures, run like the parallel stitches, attach my feet to the path I beat, teach myself to keep the answers brief, gnash my teeth like the last to feast, imagine me on that abandoned beach, sand and sea as if the jazz was free, I'm ice cream mixed with gasoline, direct attention to the craftsmanship, neglect to mention that the past will stick like initials carved in the concrete, like the tattoo that hides on your mommy. I still kick it with angels. The difference is instead of the bar, I'm at my kitchen table. The starlight shines through the glass, but you feel safe underneath that mask. Ferris wheel, give rides, the scars healed in time to get high. Lock the doors and hide the keys. Let's go describe how to climb a tree. Don't sign the lease, just cop a corner for you to curl up and try to sleep. Those cheap police won't find my wings. I keep my dreams inside my dreams. And if I had a time machine, I'd probably use it like a vacuum and try to clean. It kinda seems quite more than a handful of these regrets have been circumstantial. Now give me all the cash out the drawer, touch that mustache down on the floor, and I'll be in court holding a pitchfork before I let the contest outlast the sport. Pocket watch, impatient, find a mate then make the migration. Break the rules but first break the rulers and keep it moving like a rumor. I don't need to defend my defensiveness. I keep to myself, my family, and friendships. I got enough people I could disappoint. If you disagree, I think you missed the point. Now go ahead and grab a chair. Let me tell you about the last few years. Pulled out a sack full of Samson's hair and put it on the dash like a dancing bear. I wrote you a horoscope. It won't fit on this post-it note, but if I had to sum it up into a shorter quote, it goes, fuck it, you might as well row that boat.
All right, guys, what's going on out there? How's everyone? You look at the chat really quick. A1 Way Street. Always in the house. Thanks so much for the support as always. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. Like I said, I won't be here long. It's Easter. We should be with our friends and family. I just had an hour to kill, and I figure why not check in with you guys. And I will be, for those interested, I just have a quick 5.5 minute video of the history of 420, which today also is for my responsible cannabis users out there. It is a bit of a holiday. Not oftentimes does Easter fall on 420, so I learned of the story of the origins of cannabis and 420 many years ago. It's a bit of an urban legend, a bit of lore, a really interesting story. And I found a channel that was able to sum it up in just about 5.5 minutes. And that is the pinned message or the pinned comment. So if you guys would be so kind as to subscribe to his channel if that type of thing piques your interest. I find it really interesting. Bam Manola, thanks so much for being here. Lenny, happy Easter. Thanks so much for being here. Let's see. Seclusion, hope you're feeling good today. Hopefully you at least find some comfort. Again, it was so fun talking to you the other day. I can't wait to set up the call-in lines again. I can also do that now. If anybody wants to call in, just let me know in chat and I can throw the number up. I think it's better to have it as an option than do it as a primary thing this time of day. I think people are more prone to call in the evening time. So I'm definitely going to do more call-in shows. That shit is so much fun for me. I can't even tell you. Lami says, working over the weekend and chilling to the max with the family. It's always beautiful. Easter, and Sinner. I've tried to find the track from the lyrics online. Maybe you can send a link for the tune for the intro. Sure, I could do that for you. No problem. It's the name of the group is Atmosphere, and the name of the song is Camera Thief. It's actually surprisingly easy to find, but maybe someone can put it in chat. What's up, Cheese? I see you, man. What's up, T-Roll Investigates? Let me get back in the chat here. Hey, Spudler, I just saw your video seconds before going live. Incredible. Awesome. Everybody subscribe. If you haven't seen Spudler's new video, do yourself a favor. Just great work as always from someone who actually gives a damn, which is, as we know, a rare bird around here. Seclusion says, I may have lost out on being a doctor, but the skills are intact. Amen. Limey says, got plenty of time in chat for you fine people tonight. Awesome. So cool. And thanks again for joining us, Limey. Let's see. Lunatic Zombie Farmer. Hey, I thought that was right. I wasn't it Framer? I gotcha. Great name, by the way. Lunatic Zombie Farmer. I'm glad you did. My family's sleeping off Easter feast. Well, that's sort of the situation I'm dealing with too. Everyone's sort of in intermission, so I figure I can take a break. Maybe some of you went out and took did Easter egg hunts with your grandchildren today. That's pretty cool. Sunday here on the Pacific Coast, so the whole neighborhood was buzzing. All the homes are full of families celebrating the holidays. So for those of you who aren't religious, you should know that Easter in many ways for many Christians, it's the most important holiday. I mean, even more important than Christmas, if you can believe that. So if you don't follow religion, or you don't know much about religion, or you practice other religions and you're not sure, that's what it is. It's considered in many ways the most important day on the Christian calendar. Hey, Pookie, good to see you. Opal Sisk, so good to see you as well. That's a tongue twister for me each time. The Waldos, yes, sir. Well, I've got a couple variations. I'll show you. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Happy Easter. And hope you are having a great Easter as well. For me, growing up, Easter was, one of the days that we were forced to go to Mass. I mean, that was one you couldn't avoid. You just couldn't avoid that one. Most other holidays, I mean, of course, there's the New Year's Eve midnight Mass. And that was, you had to be at that one. But aside from that, Easter, even Christmas was more of a decision. But Easter, you had to go. I mean, limited options. Parents slap the ties on their kids, and everybody goes, which is what it is. Spelder says, "Thank you. I was inspired. So thank you." Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how this works. And what you do is inspiration to most of us who are trying to do the right thing here. Coco Pop 627 in the house. What's going on? I got a song to lead you out with today. Once we finish too, listen to it like 3 times today. Lenny says, I can celebrate individual resurrections overcome. Let's see. Thanks, Cinder. Found that track just now. I was typing in Atmosphere. Boom. Yeah, and there's a lot. He and his producer Ant. It's a guy named Slug. Sean Daly is his name. Him and his producer slash DJ Ant. They've been at it for 20 plus years, and I've been listening to him for about 18 and a half of that. I think the first time I heard them was a cassette tape. It arrived from heaven, or it arrived from Detroit, actually, in a cassette tape form, along with Eminem's demo. So I've been listening to those guys forever. Hey, there's Headstones. Happy Easter. She's hanging out with the fam today. Troll says, you all have to put in my bad typing. Darn thumbs hate the mobile. I know. It seems like whenever I have something important to say, I fucking mistype. That's just sort of what my life is. All right, let me pull up this thing I want to show you. Like I said, we're just going to chill today. Give space to those who don't have much going on. Welcome in. I'm going to teach you a little bit about the history of 420. A couple different variations. Like I said, there's some urban legend, there's lore, folklore. Did I say hello to TJ? I see you on my phone. There you are. Hey, TJ, good to see you. Hope you're well. And like I said, if anybody wants to come up with me for a couple, 20 minutes, half hour, let me know. Or I can open up those phone lines if somebody has a burning subject they want to get out. So let me share this. Again, this channel name is very generally, a very general name, Discover Marijuana, History of 420. Can't tell you much about this guy. I know nothing. I just watched the video and it was informative.
The national...
Oh. And of course, this is being used in fair use now, so I'll have to pause occasionally and give you my idea, my commentary, as they say. I also want to say, like, I've been looking at my analytics. I want to say fucking shout out Houston, Texas. I mean, I don't know what's happening in Houston, but you're listening. So what's up? You just never know. You just never know.
Weed holiday. Today we're going to talk about the origins of 420 and some of the myths and the legends behind our favorite day.
And like I said, if you could take a quick second to subscribe to the channel, it's incredibly produced. I hate to use other people's stuff, but I just it's for educational purposes. So I feel that's exactly what fair use is for. But the least we can do is show his channel some love. I see he's got tons of subscribers. So, yep. Thank you in advance.
You're the expert on the history of this plant.
Well, I don't know about the plant.
This,
I don't know.
Right?
If I'm the expert,
the legal history, all that things. What do we know? I know a couple of things that 420 isn't, right? 420 was Adolf Hitler's birthday. There was something about that. I know that isn't the origin story. I know that there's this thing about 420 being the police, right? There's a 420 in progress. We know that isn't true. But take us back to what.
That's the theory that was always popular amongst my friends. That it was some sort of police code. 420 was. I don't know. I never believed that. I mean, I learned quickly that wasn't what it was. But where do you guys see what it was?
What's the truth? How did this become the national holiday?
So there really is only one credible origin story that there's any evidence to support. So back in the early 1970s, I actually think 1971, there was a group of 5 high school students in California that used to meet up at 420 every day. It was when they finished their they all played sports, and so it's when they finished their extracurricular activities.
Shout out California.
And they would then meet up near a statue or a wall at their high school, and they would consume together. But what some people don't know is that they would then go search for essentially this buried treasure of a cannabis field that some guy had planted and could no longer tend to. So one of these 5 students, who became to be known as the Waldos, got a hold of this map, and they would they would consume and then go search for this field. I kind of feel like it's the Goonies, but just with cannabis.
Sure, they're a group of high school kids in the 70s in California, right? They're leaning up against the wall. Is that how they
I've
got
heard
the
a wall
Waldos?
and or a statue.
Isn't that a Van Halen song? With your back against the wall. I think that's Van Halen. Isn't that Jump?
Of Louis Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur, yeah.
So as any good cannabis story goes, there's always a few versions of
Sure.
it. And so 2 of the Waldos have always remained anonymous after even all these years. There are 3 of them that have leaned in a little more to it, but they have some evidence to support that they kind of originated it. It was really a way, as you know, obviously it's been in the last few years that cannabis has become a little more, legal and celebrated. So it was a way for them to kind of disguise, what they were talking about. So they would say, hey, 420, they would say like 420 Louis. And then they dropped the Louis, from their lexicon.
Because this was just the time of day they happened to be all together and consume together, right?
Yep.
So that's the middle of California in the 1970s. That doesn't seem like.
The word consume is funny to me. They smoked a joint. That's what they did. I mean, I don't know. There's something about the word consumed. It's like somebody did the weeds. Weird. But I do like the Goonies aspect of a group of boys going and with a treasure map looking for this field.
Seem like something that would go viral, right? Like it has today, right? So there's a piece of this story that we're missing, how it becomes like spread like wildfire, and it's not Bob Dylan's song at all.
No, it's not. It's actually another famous band, the Grateful Dead. So one of the Waldo's fathers worked for the Grateful Dead or worked with them. Several of them eventually ended up working with the Grateful Dead. And as they would participate, they were getting ready for shows and different things, the members, the Waldos, would talk about, 420 and different things like that. And so eventually that caught on and spread through the community. And there's actually even a flyer that they've been able to reproduce from the early 1970s. It says, come on 420 at 420 to do some 420ing or something.
I mean, if you're piling up with the Grateful Dead, I mean, what talk about influential in the cannabis culture. It's a lot. So yeah. I mean, and here they have receipts, because there's so many different people that take credit for this. It's like they said at the beginning of this video, it's been narrowed down to like one true credible story, and there's still lore connected to that. Chi says 420 police code has something to do with trespassing in California. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it just, even on the East Coast, everyone always said that was the police code. I mean, it seemed to make perfect sense until you realize, wait, it's not at all. That's not what it is. Let's check it out.
Something.
Yeah, we
we
have a copy of this on our website at utahmarijuana.org of this flyer and this is 1990, I think, 91, that where it got spread, essentially kind of like wildfire, and that's that. Right? Yep. Now we all celebrate it as our favorite day.
Yep. And we celebrate it, I think, in kind of 2 ways now. I mean, originally it was kind of developed around the counterculture and kind of the injustices of what was our, some of our former cannabis laws or current cannabis laws, if you're looking at certain states or at the federal government. So 420 has changed over the years. I think it's become a lot more of a corporate holiday in some ways.
It really has. It's absolutely true. I mean, I don't know. Many of you guys don't live in places where cannabis is legal, but it is here in California, and it's just like all the dispensaries, the recreational dispensaries. It's like it's basically, and someone else described it this way. It's like the Black Friday of the cannabis world. 420 is like it's when they have all their sales, and they bank on these incredible sales on this one particular day. It's like, I mean, capitalism will creep its way in even to a bunch of stoners. It's funny.
Some ways within cannabis, but there still are many that use it as a day to shed light on, legalization and some of those things, because obviously there are still a number of states that need to, legalize cannabis as well as the federal government decriminalizing it. So it's an event that has kind of two meanings.
And as something that started out as a way to hide, right, this consumption of cannabis that few people knew about, to flip.
Oh, come on. You can't tease me with a story like that, lunatic. You got to call in and tell us all the details. Come on. You kidding me?
That on its head as something that people can use as a way to get the word out that we need to change laws and decriminalize cannabis. It's kind of become a fun thing. There's events all over. The High Times Cannabis Cup competitions usually happen on 420 in every state.
Yeah, there must be 15 large events happening within a 1 hour drive of me right here.
I know here in Utah, there's a lot of events. Beehive Pharmacy is one. Dragonfly is one. You guys have Wholesome Co. has subsidy programs now they're called, right? That are available on those days. So if you have a story or an event or a fun fact or something that you heard of where 420 came from, we'd love to hear it in the comments. Stay tuned for more from JD.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. So I did have something bigger planned. I mean, I was trying to get one of the Waldos on the line to do at least over the phone interview. And as you can imagine, trying to track down an old hippie guy in California on 420 who's responsible for originating the holidays, pretty tough, pretty slippery noodle. But I tried. I did make a conscious effort. I even made contact. It just sheesh, didn't do much good, but maybe next year I'll try. At least now I've introduced myself. We'll see how it goes. Troll says, I'm trying really hard. The keyboard is super close. What's going on? You can't see. Free margaritas and school moms never end well. No, I can't imagine they would. Can't imagine they would. I got hired to paint. This is how the whole thing was sold to me. They were like, hey, my so-and-so relative is a big investor at the Polo Club here. Down the road, would you like to come and paint live for like this cocktail hour? The mayor will be, all these bigwigs will be there. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, what do I got to do? They were just like, just paint. I'm like, all right, I can do that. So I show up with my paint that's produced and manufactured to paint on canvas. So I show up and they're like, you're painting women. So I had to paint. I had no idea that this was the gig. So never painted a person before. Never painted a person with 1,000 people watching me. It turned into this whole ordeal. And of course, I'm getting at that because you're referencing free margaritas never end well. Well, could you imagine there was an open bar and I was the artist at the show. So there was an open bar for me and I was drinking martinis. So I'll let you use your imagination. It was quite an interesting night. I did meet the mayor. Shout out Santa Barbara. Shout out Helene. Helene's a dear. But not much experience with PTA meetings, unfortunately, myself. Seclusion says, my wife had just finished her residency and we were preparing to move to Quebec. My friend had a J and she grabbed it, lit up, Imagine shocked to see her doing that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the taboo subject it used to be. In my city, in my home city, Pittsburgh, it's still very much illegal. So, um, in fact, nationally, it's illegal. So they have a very interesting workaround at the dispensaries here. What they do is they'll round up to the nearest $5 or $10 on any kind of charges on your bank card or even credit card, because the banks don't want anything to do with the sales of it. So what they do is they run it as an ATM charge. So it looks like you're just dispensing money to the banks on their records. It doesn't show that you're buying cannabis. It shows that you just made an ATM transaction, which is funny. That's why I always ask the guy, why do you round up? Like, why is it always? And what they'll do is they'll round up and then they'll give you the difference back in cash. It's very interesting. I mean, I guess they're all still worried that the feds are going to bust the door in at any moment. Not legal here in the UK. I mean, it will be eventually. I mean, if any of these governments have a look at the revenue, the tax, it's bonkers. Denver spearheaded it pretty much in our country, and I mean, go figure. 80% directly for recreational cannabis use. She said, I wanted to make a video of the bee say she doesn't drink cappuccino, waka waka. Their fearless leader in her intimate wisdom. play the tea. Has to be distilled. I swear. Oh, my microphone says lost. Don't know if you can hear me. It says it's reconnecting. What the? I'll read this in hopes that you can hear me. It says, I swear between the two of them, I thought they could figure out how to open a jar of pickles. It probably smell like a jar of pickles too. Troll says, I'm using my imagination, woman as a canvas. Yeah, it was, my girlfriend at the time was, she got so mad. I was just like, no one told me this. No one told me that I would be painting women in bathing suits. That was not, but I was paid handsomely. And man, it was, they changed their tune real fast. A mental image of QB and fucking open a jar of pickles. Clip that. Somebody's going to animate that. The animation is advancing so quick. I've got some cartoons of these characters talking. It just looks like them talking. So, hey, Gypsy Doll 14, thanks so much for being here. So yeah, just a mellow check-in. I'm already at a half an hour. A1 says, lots of delivery services here in the Bay Area. Yeah, sure. Same thing was true in Sacramento. In Pismo Beach is not so much. There's just a couple places. But I mean, it's not like I can go once a month and just buy a couple little things and they last me because I don't just sit around in a cloud of smoke all day long. But I think it's funny how Easter and 420 are aligning. Like how many relatives are like sneaking away. Conversely, I saw that Cheech and Chong have a new movie coming out. I want to play the trailer, but I'm pretty sure they won't let me do that. I mean, maybe. What do you guys think? I think that, I don't want to take the chance. No, I'm not complaining, Seclusion. What had happened was my girlfriend at the time was not very happy with it. And she kind of had a point. She was like, how would you not know that that's what this is? And I was like, well, it's at the fucking city polo fields in Santa Barbara. I mean, I didn't expect it to be, the mayor's there. You don't think it's going to be, I don't know. I just thought there was going to be a canvas or sometimes other planks of wood or sometimes just a large cloth hung somewhere if I'm going to use my spray paint. It's just, it's not what I expected. But, and the paint, the acrylic paint that I was using was not made for human beings, but it did the job. I guess, you know, not my scrubbing paint off myself, not my problem, but, you know. Hello, Selena. Thank you for being here. Happy Easter. Hope you're well. Troll says, I just read an article about the woman who recently posed as a local Detroit, at a local. It's not an uncommon thing. At the time, I mean, I was for specifically street art, stencil, finger, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't known to paint like I don't know whatever these women were. I still don't. I still am not clear as to where they came. Idea. Sinner, you know the mayor found the time to get on public viewing. True. There's my Cash App. Oh, and thanks again. Shit. I got a couple of Cash Apps after my last live stream. Give me a second. But yes, thanks so much, everybody, for the generosity. The channel is growing. I was looking at my statistics again before I went. It's wild. It's wild what's happening. Lots of views, lots of feedback. People recently, I'm going to keep that call-in shit going. I just like it a lot. Yes, and somewhere there is also a iPhone membership link. I can't even keep track of that damn thing myself. But here we are, 33 minutes. That's all I got for you. I want you guys to go out and do things with your family. Be live. Looking out with headstones and headlines. Keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do that right away because we're going to try to do something fun. Well, I guess fun is a weird word for it, but we're going to cover true crime. We're going to discuss a potential big and I think with their tenacity to stick to and maybe I'll share my opinions. It should be a good time. I'm going to play you out that song I was teasing about. This is about as country as a song can get, and I'm not really a country guy. You guys know that. I'm a Yankee. I'm a city boy, but the situation where I heard this song is what made it stick. I probably listen to it once a week. Maybe it's. I heard this song. I'll tell you how I found this song real quick, and then we'll get out of here. My most current trip to California, where I am now from the East Coast, I touch it on that. I love taking the train. You get your own sleeper car, read your book, make your own hours. It's incredible. I just love it. In any case, I was heading into Sacramento through the Donner Pass, over the Donner Pass, as far as you can see. Steep cliffs down the clear water, snow everywhere. I was looking for down the mountain, heading towards Truckee, California, and then further on. I was looking for Jane's Addiction song, the mountain song, coming down the mountain, that song. I was looking for that. So I typed in mountain song to YouTube, and then these guys showed up. Let me pull it up for you. And I tell you what, the song is, I think, Stuck Forever. Let me see. Flatland. I have a difficult word. But let me find. And then to it, when you type in Mountain Song, is Jane's Addiction. It's funny. This is a studio version, so live version. No audience, just in the studio. So I always find that better. Hang on. It starts playing automatically. All right, let me put up. Well, you know what? If they zap me for this, so be it. It's that good of a song. I think even Cheese will like this song. Can you see that? No, you can't. I gotta share it, huh? Gotta share it, Don. What is it? A fucking amateur hour over here? Happy 420, everyone, and even more importantly, happy Easter. Hope everyone uncomfortable out there finds a way to be comfortable. And you know, if you find yourself in an emergency and the oxygen drops down in front of you, take care to put it on yourself first, because if you can't take care of yourself, it's physically impossible to take care of anyone else. We know this. I tell you all the time. Cavalry song, studio. Boy, I'll tell you, 2 years ago, like I always say, for each other, fight the good. Sinner out.
1, 2. It's good to see your face. Mighty wander high above the plain. Mountain. Could I? River, take away. Wash me clean, keep sounds at bay. River, away. Canyon perfume blowing in the wind. Time ain't a thing here. Luck is my best friend. Hang out who I am. Pray to God I see your fan. Pray to see. Stars up burning sky. Celestial angels fly. Stars up burning. Won't you take me on high? Take me on high.
I hear Willow's going live again tonight. Make sure you check him out.
Pine tree can end of the night. Am shedding you light. Bottle got me feeling right. Mountain, keep me company tonight. Canyon perfume blowing in the wind. Time ain't a thing here. Luck is my best